Okay, let's see. Let's see, do I have sound? I do. Turn on some music. Okay. Now, let's see. Get all my settings right. And we are going to start. Today I'm just going to do some easy, cute nails. They'll either be able to be Valentine inspired or whatever your mood. I'm going to use Candy Lover. It's kind of a mauve pink shade, 120. Hope you're having a good Friday if you're catching me on the replay or if you're in here live. I have had the flu for the past couple days, but I have managed to get my next Crimecast episode uploaded, and that'll be out Saturday at, I think it's set up for 10:30 a.m. So that's a good one. It's on Joe San, who was an actor in Hollywood, and the role most people knew him for was his name was Random Task, and he was in the Austin Powers International Man of Mystery movie. He was one of Dr. Evil's henchmen, and he threw a shoe at him in the hotel room. If anyone's ever watched that movie and remembers that scene. I'm just base coating these. That way we know for sure the polish is going to stick. Again, I'm using, as usual, the Finger Paints gel polish base coat. I'm out of my structure gel, but these nails are a little harder, so this should be all right. And I'm going to do a matte finish on this, so it will have those extra coats anyway. And I'm only going to do one side of the set this morning just because I have limited time, but I thought because I hadn't been on here in a couple days, I should pop in and at least do something while we wait for my podcast episode to do its thing. One more. This is a pretty color for winter. It's kind of that mid-tone. It's not really dark, but it's not super light either. I'm going to go with anything you're wearing, any color scheme. Last thing we want to do is bump it on the light. That's a nightmare. And again, because this is such an opaque polish, and it really, this formula, this Candy Lover, is really thick. Just coming right out of the bottle, whether it's cold or warm. I try just to do, again, thin coats. That's your best bet, no matter what color you're using, really, with gel polish. That way you can ensure that it's all cured. Just making sure I get around all those edges. Good morning. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel, so that makes me happy. You just made my day. Okay, get those guys under there. I think I got these swatched. There we go. Well, I'm excited today. After I get done with this, I have to run some errands, but it has been freezing, and for whatever reason, Mother Nature today has decided to give us a January thaw, and it's like 60 out right now. So I figure I'm going to try and get out in that air as much as possible, because tomorrow I believe it's supposed to be back down to under 30. So okay, I'm going to do one more thin coat, making sure that I get all those little edges. And anyone new coming in, if you are enjoying the video, please hit the thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I am trying to grow my channel little by little, and every time you do those two things, it's free, and it helps put my videos out in the algorithm and helps more people see them. So it takes a village, right? Just try and make sure these are nice and smooth. Something else you can do with the gel is kind of tip it upside down for a second. Helps kind of smooth it out and give it that little kind of bit of an apex. Little tricks, little tricks. Hello, how are you today? I'm horrible at pronouncing names. That Sigma Man. Just nice thin coats. And especially one of the things when doing stilettos is just make sure that you get all the way down to the pointy edge, because sometimes it's easy for the brush to kind of skip and you miss getting coverage all the way down. And that's where you really, when the light shines, you've ever seen where people's nails are like kind of see through? I hate that. I mean, unless you're trying for that look, but not when we're using like a rich matte color like this. Awesome, thank you. So I like Forsaken. I think I said that right. Welcome and thank you for watching. That's awesome. I do that a lot too. I'll be watching at night, kind of, when you are laying there going through the rabbit hole of all the videos on YouTube, and I'll try and see like channels that are kind of small, but I'm liking what they do, and I try to make sure that I hit that subscribe button because I figure it's like the law of attraction, right? You get out of the universe what you put into it. So that can be good and that can be bad, right? Oh, really? Well, I will have to subscribe to you. There. Subscribed. Thank you very much. I like this color. It really does go with just about everything. Yep, nail art. I have a website where I sell the nails that I do, but in the meantime, I come on here and I do nail tutorials and self-care tutorials, and I also have a series of true crime podcasts. I've got a playlist too, so if you're sitting there doing your nails or taking a bath or wanting something to listen to, I got you there too. This color it's by Candy Lover. It doesn't have a name, but it is shade 120. So I'll kind of hold it a little closer to the camera. It's kind of a mauvey rose pink. It's right in between, dark and light. So, um, thanks for the hearts, Jessica. Okay. Now, what I'm doing, because I am going to do these in a matte finish, I've said this in other videos, I'm going to do a coat of gloss top coat on top. This is a trick I was taught a while ago to get those nice, smooth, matte finishes. If you do one coat of gloss underneath, it really helps. Because that's the only thing about matte is one little dimple, one little line, and you can see it. So I'm just going to tap this because this is self-leveling top coat. Kind of helps give it that nice smooth out. But this polish is nice though. I mean, like I said earlier, it's thick. So, good morning, fun with Eliana. It is kind of thick. So your best bet is to kind of go slow with it if you're going to use it when you're painting. But it does give a nice finish. And the other things, again, I'm putting top coat on. I'm doing my first coat of top coat now because that really just helps save you. If you mess up when you're doing your nail art, depending on what product you use, you can either use water or alcohol to. And if you have seen any of my videos, my nail videos, no matter what, no matter how long you've been doing this, no matter how perfect someone is, everybody makes mistakes. Some people edit them out. I choose to show them because I get a lot of people in here going, I could never do that. I could never do that. I swear to you, you can. And if you absolutely can't, then of course I'd be happy to sell you some nails. But at least try first. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I did. Okay. That's the other things. Making sure you remember which nails you did, which nails you didn't do. I'm just going to set those under there one more second while I wipe these guys down. So after I do the gloss coat, I'm going to give these a nice wipe down with some alcohol. Some people prefer wiping down with acetone. I don't, with it, at least with this finger paints top coat. When I use acetone, I feel like it gets a little bit sticky after I wipe it off. Whereas with the alcohol, I get a nice clean surface. It's really just preference. Either alcohol or acetone, one of the two. Whichever your little heart desires. And I'm proud of myself normally. My own nails are just kind of boring, old, normal pink, but I have kept on the New Year's Eve flashy nails, so my ADHD is not kicked in yet, and I haven't had to change them yet, but the weekend's coming, so all bets are off. Okay, so now that we've got that clear coated, you can do a nice coat of matte over top of all of that. What's up, Easy? Thank you. I'm just, I'm finally woke back from the dead after having the flu. So I figured I'd get on here. My little guy's still asleep. My big guy's still asleep. So I'm going to get on, have some grown up time, listen to some grown up music. So, what are you doing? And I actually have not slept yet. I ended up sleeping yesterday until 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, I slept. I woke up at 6 p.m. And I woke up, I ate dinner, I took a shower, and I do feel 100 times better. Oh my gosh. I couldn't really eat for 2 days, but I took that big long sleep and I woke up and we got Chinese food for dinner. So I had some rice and some chicken and I felt better. I took a shower and I felt 100 times better. So I stayed up doing laundry and dishes and all the stuff that I didn't get to do when I was sick, and I'm still going. So, oh no, it's that flu. It is going around. I was reading an article yesterday talking about that Michigan is one of the highest rates of the neurovirus and that there's two of them going around. There is a respiratory one going around, which is the one that I had last month. And then there is the stomach one, which I had this week. No, there's not anymore. The place that we had that we used to love so much changed ownership and it's not as good anymore. And we ended up going out to Flint to get Panda Express, but that's just basically like mall Chinese food. It's not. What I miss is the old Moi Kong. It was it was down off Miller Road in Flint. When you walked in, it was really dark. It used to have all the Oriental art all over the walls that was like 3D and had like, oh, that was so cool. I remember like it would have all these dragons in it and samurai, warriors, and they would bring you your food on these big silver platters with lids, with these big lids that they'd take off. And I'll have to check that out. I'm willing to drive a ways to get it if it's good. They're getting rid of all of our good restaurants. Ooh. Trying to get my. Oh, what am I doing? We went. I've been addicted to that. It's called El Potrero. That's in Swartz Creek. Oh, man. I have to say, it highly competes with Tia Halita's. And I never thought I'd say that, but I don't know, set that there if you can see that kind of. That's gonna dry. Alcohol dry off, but now it's that just kind of muted pink. Well, that's the thing. A lot of ours have closed. I mean, everything in Flint is closing. And even the ones that are open aren't that good. We went to, this is about a month ago, went to Bob Evans, the only one that we know of around that's in Flint. And oh gosh, there's like 5 here. Um, but no, we went to Bob Evans and ugh, the silverware was dirty and the waitress we had was like we came in for lunch. I mean, so it wasn't like we came in right before closing time, and she just seemed annoyed we were there. And I thought, well, let's see. So there, I don't know if you can kind of see. I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to how to hold everything under this new camera setup. But there's that. And what I am going to do is I'm going to try and do kind of a variation on the sweater nails. Oh. That's right. Let's see. What do I need? What do I need? I think we can use this. This will be pink. We'll see what that does, right? Oh, don't be depressed. It's 60 out. We don't get this weather. I did good this morning. I've already done dishes. I did a little laundry. I went and got groceries. I had my radio blasting, went and got gas. Anything I had to do to get out of the car. Okay, let me see. What do I want to do on this? I think I can do one long swipe down. Oh, need to get my hand in the right space. Oh, that does sound good. Last time I went tropical smoothie, I got one that was strawberry. Was it strawberry and lime? Oh, it was so good. The only thing is I wish they came in smaller sizes because I can never drink a whole one. So I just feel like I'm wasting it. Well, shoot, now I think I might have to go get some tropical smoothie later. That sounds really, really good. Okay, and I'm going to do the kind of corset X across this nail just because I love the way that looks. Wow. That's probably how much my right leg weighs. Just kidding. Teasing. I actually have really skinny legs. I'm kind of like a marshmallow on toothpicks, but hey. I have a low center of gravity, though, so nobody can mess with me. So. Hey, you gotta learn to laugh at yourself, right? What fun is life if you can't laugh at yourself? As long as it's not that crazy maniacal laugh, like serial killer laugh. Okay, so now just gonna do the dots down the side. Trying to space them kind of evenly and straightish. Okay, now, where is that weird, funky, ugly nail thing? Here it is. Okay. Oh, you gotta laugh. Well, that's something. I remember Molly saying that before. Make yourself laugh, even when you don't feel like it. And you'll be amazed at how quickly you actually start to feel happy. I don't know. I got to call her. She called me last night, but I fell back asleep. So I woke up like around 10 or 11. Hey, Beatrice. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. I think, well, first I'm going to need some more paint. Oh, I know. Well, and when, like, she's been doing a lot of sessions, so I don't want to call, like, I don't know. My sleep schedule is so messed up, too. I wasn't really, I didn't know when to call anybody. But I got to call her back sometime this afternoon and see how she's doing. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Find my other little brush. There we go. I'm going to make little hearts on this, and I'm doing it in the same color as the nail. Because we want it to be kind of like that muted sweater look. Oh, that's cool. She sounds like a cool chick. And I'm glad you guys can be there for each other. That's something that my oldest was not real happy when he found out he was getting a little brother. But keep telling him, like, you might not know, you might not feel like you need him now. But there's going to be a day when you do need him. And you're going to be so glad that he's here and that you're not alone. Yeah. Well, and he was 10. So it rocked his little world. He was used to being everybody's one and only. Then here came little brother to mess it all up. But he loves him. He just only shows it when I'm not looking. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. My best friend growing up had 2 older sisters and 2 younger brothers. She was the middle kid, and they were all fighting all the time. Loved each other like nobody's business, and are really close now, but well, I don't blame them. I mean, we drove the 2 older ones nuts, and then her little brothers drove us nuts, so turnabout's fair play, right? That's how it goes. I'm just going to do some little dots just to kind of cutesy it up. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a pic of your niece. I do make some good looking babies. I'm proud of my boys. It's like, you don't. You're going to love your kids no matter what, right? But I'm telling you, when I saw both of them after I had them, I was like, shoo. But they had 50% chance of being cute. Both their daddies are cute, so, All right, now, here's this before I brush it. Just going to give it a little brush, and there's our first little kind of sweater nail. Are you? Yeah, you'll have to call me and tell me what's going on. I'm going to cure that one more time. I like to cure these twice just because once that acrylic goes down that gel, it does kind of turns into like acrylic. And once you cure it, you're good. But I just like to make sure. I hate for all my hard work to go down the drain. Let's see. Sometimes, I don't know if you can see, when you're doing the press-ons, I mean, of course, you can't do this on your natural nail, but you can twist the nail itself to help you do those curves. Sorry if I stopped talking all of a sudden. I have no idea what I'm listening to. This is supposed to just be copyright music, and I'm hearing about Chucky and whatever it is. I don't know. Give that a cure. And there's our little, this is kind of a cute little 3D design. You can see that. Let me hold it up a little bit higher. Oh. Well, there we go. Spill of the day. I do need to do one. I got that. I finally got my decals, my printable decals perfected, so I can definitely do a Detroit Tiger set. I need to do Detroit Tigers. I need to do U of M. I need to do State. I need to do Lions. Well, bummer. I totally just dumped my whole little table of nail polish over here. Let's see. I wonder. I'm gonna try and do something. We're gonna see if it's gonna work. Yeah, it's a whole table, so that's guess what I'm doing later tonight. At least nothing came. It doesn't look like nothing came open, and none of my. I had some of my um. Oh, what do you call it? Some of my jewel stuff, but none of them came open. So okay, this is where we're gonna see how straight can I paint. Where I start wishing I had not had that second cup of coffee before I did this. I don't know. It's a totally different like medium. Um well, thank you very much. Tell Blossom and Ozzy I said thank you too. um like I could probably sketch out an idea for one, but as far as actually doing tattoos on someone's skin, I doubt it. Um I mean, never say never, but the guy that does all my tattoos, he does, oh my gosh, so many different kinds of art. It's, he does 3D printing, he does painting, he does drawing. I mean, he's just amazing at everything that he does. Oh, I don't know. I am downstairs, so I can't see. We're supposed to maybe get thunderstorms today, so I was wondering about that. Let's see. I'm going to put a little more paint down. Oh, well, at least I guess it did it before I got all the paint on, right? No, what's it doing? If a tornado's about ready to come get me, please let me know. I've got my problem is I got a million ideas, but I just don't have the budget for it. So every time I think, okay, I've got some money saved back to do it, then something happens, a kid needs something, or something breaks, or I don't really know what I'm doing on this nail. I'm just kind of freehanding a design. Mm, so. I have a sketchbook that I use to like work out designs and stuff that I do, but it always looks much better once I get the painting done. So kind of sorta. Not like my son though. Oh my gosh, my oldest. Wow. He had last year and the year before he had some projects in the art show, and I was absolutely amazed. I've got them hanging in my living room. One is hanging in his room, but one was a sketch of his favorite train. And then he did another, it was like a color blop is what it looks like when it's close, but as you back up, you see that it's actually one of the Thomas the Train characters. And it's so cool. I need to check. I need to sit down and just have a movie day. On Friday nights, usually, is when we do dinner and we do a movie during dinner. So I'll have to go on later and see. I don't have a laptop anymore. Um, it died on me. And the only thing about going live on the laptop is that, or even my computer, is that I can't get the right angle for people to be able to see what I'm doing. Um, when I do my regular lives, like when I cam up, I can, because I've got my desktop down here right in my office. In fact, that's what I use. I've got it on in front of me so I can see and make sure, because I really stink at remembering to keep my fingers and my hands in the camera's view. So I'm going to cook these. Here. Excuse me. I love this brush. I've got a couple of these. This, I don't paint with this. I just use this to clean off the nails. So let me cook that one a little bit longer, because I don't trust it. You know, I'm getting spoiled this week because my guy is home, so he's been doing breakfast and everything in the mornings for my little one. So I've actually been able to talk to people and to come live, and okay. there is that. Let me... I want to get the rest of that dust off. What I'm going to kind of do is just kind of blot, just because it is textured. And even though these are lint free, it can still rip the... Again, I got these at Walgreens. I love these. They don't fuzz up. I love them for nails. I love them for cosmetics. All that fun stuff. Yeah, and if I get done before you're done, then I'll just give you a call. Got some stuff I've got to do this in a little bit, but... Hello, Lisby. How are you today? I am great. It's Friday and it's 60 out in Michigan. So now this, oh, I said no fuzzies and there's a fuzz. But now, if you notice too, I don't cap my nails with the polish. I just paint them because I like a really crispy edge on my nails, whether they're the square or they're stiletto or almond, it doesn't matter. I want that nice crispy edge. And most of the polishes now, as long as you are using the base coat, using your top coats and everything, then you're good and it's not going to peel up on the edges. Let's see. Oh, I can't reach. Okay. Here. And I am just going to go. Now, I do want to go and crisp these up again because I still haven't ordered that bit. I saw this gal that I was watching the other day and she's got this, it's a sanding bit. It's just a flat, looks like a quarter. And she was using that for her squares. And oh my gosh, the edge that those suckers had, it just, it made my heart happy. And I actually wore stilettos for the first time this December. And it's funny because when my girls order sets, they want them extra pointy. And thank you. I'll call you Sparkle. Thank you very much. I like this shape. I was timid trying it on myself and I actually really liked it. Now, did I poke myself? Yes, constantly. But, it was my first time wearing the stiletto. And hi, Therian. Now, if anybody's just coming in, I am asking if you are enjoying what you see and you'd like to see more, please hit the thumbs up button for me. And if possible, the subscribe button. They're both free. And I'm trying to grow my channel. So every time someone hits the thumbs up and subscribes, it helps push me out in front of more new people. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching. And I don't know all who's in here. If you're into, I know a lot of you are into nails, but I also, I have a little podcast I do. It's called Cutsy's Crimecast, and I have a playlist. And I do little 15, 20-minute spiels on different unsolved cases, Michigan cases, and And I just did one that will be coming out on Saturday morning. And it is about one of my favorite movies is Austin Power International Man of Mystery. Well, there's a character in there called Random Tasks, and he is hilarious. He never says a word through the whole thing. He's one of Dr. Evil's henchmen, but he goes to go after Austin Powers and he hits him with the shoe. And he when he gets hit, he's like, that's the famous line is, a shoe, really? Who throws a shoe? And it's just it seriously makes me belly laugh every time. Yes, I've got a lot more coming from Michigan. I have a list actually that I need to go through. But what keeps happening is I have these I have a plan of one that I'm gonna do, and then something pops up or oh, what was the last one? Was the Slenderman. The Slenderman ones when that Morgan Geyser, when there was that manhunt for her. That ouch, just a second. I was gonna do another Michigan cold case, and then then that whole Morgan Geyser thing happened, and I had a bunch of people going, "Who is it? Who is it?" Well, I remembered that case because at the time my niece was really into that creepy pasta, and Slenderman was one of the characters from creepy pasta, and I remember her freaking out about it. We're telling her it's just fake, it's just pretend, but this little girl had major mental illnesses, and so when she watched it, she thought it was real, and she thought all these things were happening, and it was a really interesting story. And then think she's not getting out, they let her out, and the first thing she does is run. The creepy pastas. Well, that was what got me too, is as soon as I heard that, when the Sebastian Rogers case came up, I kept thinking, I know I've heard that before. And when I went on it, I saw all those guys, the Slenderman, the Jeff the Killer, the because there was a couple, there was Jeffrey was one of them that the girls had mentioned, and there was one other one, and I can't remember the name, but they talk about it on that video. I've got some of their interrogation video clips, and they talk about how they thought that this guy was real, and they wanted to be his minions basically, and just yikes, and but yeah, I've got a couple other good ones from Michigan that are on the books, but I had to do that. The reason why I did the Joe Sun one this time was because I did it when I very first started my channel. And what I ended up doing here while I'm sitting here talking to you guys, since this design worked out, I am gonna base coat these nails. So I'll talk to you while I do that. I did the video early on when I first had my channel, and I did not realize all of the copyright rules and things. I mean, I was just brand new to it. And that video got flagged because it had content in it from Warner Brothers. And it was not a strike, but it was only visible it wasn't visible in certain countries and things like that. It wasn't visible to everyone because of the copyright. And so I think in total it ended up getting 13 views. And it's actually a really interesting story what this guy did. I mean, he's in all these movies And later on, they find out that he's this, like, horrible, horrible person, and he was nuts. Um, then he even ended up going on to commit murder while he was in prison. Oh, yeah, I am. Slowly but surely. I figure every time I go live or I do another video, I gain another couple people. And I'd rather do it slowly but surely and make sure that everybody that's here wants to be here. And I'm liking the people that are coming in and are here and saying hi. I've got, knock on wood. I got to find some wood to knock on. I haven't had the, like, I mean, a couple, here and there, but I haven't had a lot of the, like, rude, people coming on saying, whatever. And yeah, and like I said, everybody that comes in here is friendly, and so I dig that. What did I say? Anything that's worth it takes time, right? I might be 80 by the time I get up to what, 10,000 subscribers, I think it is, when you can do charity fundraisers. That's my main goal. Because I would love to do, and I think it's neat how YouTube does that you don't have to touch any of the money, anything, it goes straight through. That sounds familiar. Don't log off. Oh, but when you get to do the fundraisers through YouTube, the channel doesn't have to doesn't see the money, doesn't touch it, anything. So that way everybody knows it's completely legit, and it goes right to their charities. So you could do like St. Jude, or like with me, it would be either like the autism awareness or National Missing Children. Let's see. I need to, I've got a bunch of stuff at my mom's house, canned goods and stuff that are still good, and they aren't anything that we eat. So maybe I'll do that when I'm out on when I'm romping around town today, because I know we actually have a couple of little pantries in the area that people have out. Some have them out in front of their house by their mailbox. We still need to see that too. We saw 1 and 2. Funny story about, if any of you in here watching are into scary, gory horror movies, that was something that was always kind of special between my dad and I. My mom hated any kind of scary movies. And so my dad was the guy that would stay up late with me and watch them, or we'd go to the movie theater. The first scary movie I ever saw was called People Under the Stairs. Well, I still love scary movies. And Tubi, Erica, or Easy here, has introduced me and a bunch of our friends to this app called Tubi, and it's free, and it has a bunch of like every single scary movie you can think of on there, all the old school movies, and even not just scary stuff, but it's got like the old school television shows, like Facts of Life, Different Strokes, all that stuff on there. I was actually a couple weeks ago, the last time I was sick, actually, I laid in bed one day and let Murder She Wrote play all day, because that's something that I remember being younger. My mom always watched it, so when your parents are watching TV, you don't get to watch TV. So But anyway, the funny story about that is that, so, years go by and I have my first son, and he is really just he's he's very sensitive to movies and things like that, and to seeing scary stuff. He doesn't even like he won't even watch Jurassic Park because it just makes him uneasy. Well, like I said earlier in my live that I I had a change of life baby. I had a COVID baby. And so 11 years later, my only son had to be a brother. And he wasn't real cool about that. But I thought it was so funny because now they look exactly alike. But little brother has no fear of anything, which is a good and a bad thing. But he is literally scared of nothing. And he loves all of this Halloween stuff. And the barber shop that he goes to, they collect a lot of memorabilia, and they have a life-size art mannequin in the barber shop. And when we walked in, right after they got it, I walked in first and I thought, uh-oh, I wasn't so sure how things were going to go with the little guy. So I thought, we'll see how it goes. I figured I was going to maybe have a screaming kid in my hands. Nope. He ran right up to the life size mannequin, gave him a big hug, and started calling him Buddy. So I think I have a little horror movie buddy now. So it's too bad my dad didn't get to meet him because they would have had a lot of fun watching scary movies. And let's see. Get this guy another second coat. Oh my gosh, I used to love that movie. Back in the day, we had it on VHS. I think I watched it 1,000 times. I probably still have it in a box somewhere on VHS, actually. I don't have a VCR anywhere close to save my life, but which stinks because I found a whole box of Disney DVDs. I mean, Disney VHS. We used to get, actually, before I had children, I started collecting them because I just knew that VHS was never going to go out of style, right? So, I mean, I need to replace some of those, but it's hard because some of them are like they only come out so many years. It's hard to find some of them, that's what some of those were like anniversary edition. But I mean, we have Disney Plus now, so let's get these babies out of here real quick. So we still get to see all the Disney movies anyway, I guess, so it doesn't really matter, but they do. And now it all comes together with Hulu, so good. In fact, that reminds me, I need to take the Hulu app off of my TV. And oh my gosh, don't ever get one of those Fire TVs. Fire Stick, fine, but a Fire TV, this TV is giving us so many issues. It doesn't have a lot of room to download apps on it. So it ends up usually right in the middle of when you're watching something that um that you're really into, you're in the middle of like some deep conversation on a movie or a television show or something, and all of a sudden it restarts itself. And it's maddening. But we bought the family present that we bought for Christmas was a new TV for the living room. So I figure I'm just gonna have to do tradesies with some TVs. And no, we've got Discovery Plus, which a lot of the stuff that comes on, some of the stuff that comes on HBO Max and Cinemax comes on Discovery Plus. It just doesn't, it comes out like later on. Um if Peacock, Disney Plus, which is, Disney and Hulu and all that. And then we have Netflix and Prime. So which Mr. Cutsy's all excited because the football game is on Prime on Saturday, so he's gonna get to watch it because we did something with our cable, try and lower the bill because it was over $200 a month for cable, phone, and internet. So we lowered down our bill, but now we don't get local channels, and I thought the package that we got had local channels, so I gotta figure that out. So that's where I gotta go this afternoon. I'm just gonna go. Remember, I'm putting a clear coat on this first because that helps give it a nice smooth base under the mat. So right. Oh, that's where I gotta send you the link to that show that I was telling you that he watches, Man, Woman, Wild. The guy was like some like special ops guy, and his wife was like a Australian reporter, and somehow he convinced her to go on these trips where they have to basically survive overnight off the land in some like horrible environment where there are bugs and nope. See, I go glamping when I go. I have a tent. I have a big tent. I have a cot that's up off the ground that inflates. I have my solar powered little power station for my phone and my tablet. And I'm horrible. We didn't go camping this summer. I wish we had. We used to go every summer with. Right? I totally could survive. I was a Girl Scout. Also, I was a Boy Scout mom. So I even had to learn Morse code. I have a badge and everything. But we used to go camping every summer with all the boys, and it was beautiful. Our home base for our troop was Cool Canoe Base. And it's just gorgeous up there. Right on the Rifle River. And our campsite that we used to get every year, nobody wanted it because it was at the bottom of this big hill. But it meant that we had like total privacy down there. So it was always a blast. But now we've got, $1 million in camping equipment and didn't even use it. Oh gosh, tubing, all that. See, I grew up by a bunch of when I was in high school and stuff. We used to go camping every weekend. Me and my friends would go camping out at the gravel pits, but it was cool out there. We could have bonfires and stuff, and there was a big swing that swung out over. The pits were all filled in with water, so it was like a giant Mountain Dew commercial. So it was awesome back there. Now it's funny because now all those places are they're really high end neighborhoods, and all those gravel pits are private ponds and private lakes. And I think that's so funny because I'm like thinking we knew what they were, originally. These It's not a lake. And there's always, the rumors that there's a crane in the bottom of one. I think every gravel pit has a rumor like that. But growing up, it was one of my friend's parents' property, so we could go out there and not get in trouble. And they knew we weren't driving around being heathens. And so I'm a little bit country and a little bit city because we were either camping in the summer. We were camping out at the pits. In the winter, we were running around the city like little heathens. There's no way to do that now. I mean, thank goodness I have a teenager that just wants to stay home and do his drawings and all his stuff, because I don't know if I could handle having a teenager like I was. There's no way. There's no way. And I know I sound like a broken record, but if anybody new is in here, um, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button if you are enjoying the live today, and hit that subscribe if you'd like to see some more. It's free and it helps me get out in that algorithm for other people to see me and my channel to get more popular. And I promise if I become well known and famous, I will not forget anyone. I promise. I doubt that's going to happen, but just putting that out there just in case. Just going over that again with the matte just to make sure that gloss just gives it a nice smooth base, gets dimples out of it, stuff like that. So choose the stilettos. I like going in two different directions just to make sure that tip is nice and coated. But again, I'm not capping it because I want those crispy edges. Oh, come on. This will be the last one for the mat. So those are nice and cured. So give this a good wipe, get all that sticky off of it before we start. Before I do the nail art on them. Because if you don't wipe that off, you will not get a good. What's so nice out there, probably loving it out there. In fact, I've noticed, I could hear they must have woke up upstairs and let the dog out, but usually she's barking after 5 minutes to be let back in because she is. Boy, I'll have to put up a picture one of these days. She is a blue tick hound, but she is the biggest spoiled diva you've ever seen in your life. Like, she is not a hunting dog. She hunts treats. She hunts her bowl. She hunts toys. That's about it. She's scared of mice. She's scared of frogs. She's scared of baby bunnies. So, oh well. Okay. Now, let's see if I can do this again, right? That's the fun part, is the first time was hard enough. Especially when doing letters, don't worry if you can't, if, like, it's not necessarily gonna go on like you're writing with a pen. Unless you're literally using a pen, but that won't work for this technique because I'd much rather use one of my pens to get this exact. But you have to use the gel paint for this technique, or else you won't get that acrylic finish. Oh, she's got huge barks, but the biggest thing that I mean, if she was actually outside with them, I guarantee you she'd freak out. But um we have these deer that come into our front yard, and they like to look in my living room window, and it'll scare the daylights out of you if you're in the middle of the night. Because if you're not ready for it, it looks like some man's like looking in your window. Hi, Jen Between. I miss you. Easy, look who it is. I'm excited. You just made my day. Now I'm all nervous. Now I gotta do good because you guys are watching me. I'm just kidding. You don't make me nervous. So, how's the weather where you're at, Jen? This music is making me giggle. I don't normally listen to like the style, but I had to find copyright free music because I cannot create nail art in silence. I've learned that I do a much better job if I've got some music, somebody to talk to, etc. So I think I'm gonna try and do my nail vids live because I do better when I've got people to talk to and music playing and do the crime casts the regular way. Okay, and like, in case I didn't say, this is just acrylic nail powder. You could use this. You could use dip powder. Dip powder is really the same thing. It's just finer. It's just maybe ground a little bit finer than the regular acrylic. I'm going to do this one now. Since it's words, it just... I don't know why, but I know it's out of order. So hope that it doesn't bother anybody. It's just, I want to get it done. See, it is a feel good Friday, easy. Thank you. Oh, yes, I would. I don't judge. Normally mine look horrible because I always got all this paint all over them and everything. So I do not judge. I think we're gonna take advantage of today after we get done running all our stuff and take the Christmas lights down while it's warm out. All the ice and snow is melted pretty much. Oh no! Okay, I'm gonna cure it like that because it's not gonna betray me. I'm not gonna let it betray me. There. Okay. What did I do? Oh, here it is. Right? I would say that's an emergency. I mean, you know? I'm on my way. I'm doing if you were watching earlier. Do the stripes down. Then do the kind of the corset look. Oh, which speaking of breaking news, I got her TikTok handle. So I've got to send it to you guys. She emailed it to me. She said that's where she does most of her posting and stuff. And I got to put it back on my phone. I had to take it off because it wasn't loading up on my phone. So she's an Aussie, so I've gotten lucky and gotten to see when I've had some of my no sleep 3:30 a.m. lives. I've gotten to see her. And then again, just like last time, just gonna do the dots. And you do want to use quite a bit of polish when you're doing this because you want to do it, you want it to be like a 3D look. Like textured, just like a sweater. No, I cannot touch feet. I know I am. Is that not horrible? I cannot do feet. I can make you some toenails, though. I can make you some really cool toenails. In fact, that's what I told Marissa. Someone came in the chat one day and said something about their nails didn't grow back, and I'm like, "Girl, I got you. Don't worry." After she had her toenail surgery, don't worry. There's always a way around it. Oh yeah, I have a friend who lost her toenail permanently at a Green Day concert. It's a long story, but that's what I always joke around with. It's like during sweater, during sandal season, I have to make her toenails. I can't remember what song she said it happened to, but she said she still has PTSD from every time she hears that song. I've never gotten the full story, but I know that there's no longer a toenail there, so. Sorry. I never was a Green Day fan anyway, so. Uh, okay, see what I do. I did. I need more of this. You know what I need down here? I need to put my coffee maker down here. Or at least a coffee maker. Ooh. Maybe I don't need any more coffees. I got the... I already have the shakes enough. Okay, we're going to do the same to this guy. A little brushy brushy. I am liking how these turned out. Oh, see, I'm afraid. I don't know if I can watch something like that. I can't do any of the movies about like drowning or like falling in the water swimming, and I can't do the like the stuck underground movies. Oh, nope, I cannot. Um, what was that one movie that came out a few years ago? Cavern or something like that. Oh, it was just a giant like claustrophobia attack for me. They got stuck under the ground and they had to try and find, like, stuck in this cave system. They had to find their way out. And just when they thought they had found like an opening and they were safe, they found these like, uh, apparently I never cured that one. Well, I guess there we go. So see, even if you do this and make a mistake, you can still get your nail back. At least it wasn't one of the ones that with the lettering that would have like ticked me off. And I don't know what movie we're gonna watch tonight. I got caught up on all my Real Housewives stuff and my Below Deck, and it's fine. And just listen to my wonderful voice. You made an effort, easy. That's all that matters. Damn. And it's good that you weren't watching, because if you were, then you would have seen my screw up. So I'm fine with that. Okay. You think positive thoughts. Maybe somebody missed me doing this nail and really need to see me do it again. So we'll just pretend that that's what happened and that I did that on purpose. I'm just glad I'm not muted this time. I've done 2 videos so far where I've been muted the whole time. Whatever. I'm so mad. Okay. That. I do that a lot. There. Now we've got those. Here's hand number 2. And just know they don't always have to look perfect. They don't have to look exactly the same. If somebody's going to be that close to your nails, then I did forget one thing. Got the little dot in the middle. But if somebody's that close up to your hands that they're trying to make sure that each nail is exactly the same, then you got bigger issues than your nails not being perfectly identical. But there, we're going to clean that baby up. So this is perfect timing because I heard my guys getting up upstairs. So hopefully they're eating breakfast so that as soon as I'm done here, we can get our errands done and get home. I am making tonight for dinner. It sounds gross, but it is actually extremely, extremely good. It's called cheeseburger pie. And it is so yummy. Making that and spaghetti for my oldest because he won't eat it. And garlic bread and salad and a movie. So I'm just gonna tweak these ends a little bit so they'll look pretty for my thumbnail that I take for this. But that's basically it. This is an easy technique to give texture to your nails. You don't have to be an A1 artist to do it. You just have to have the right brushes, some gel polish, some acrylic powder, and a good lamp, and you're good to go. Now, this does have a rough texture, though. So, Just know that if you're somebody that textures bother you, you might want to go over this with a clear top coat. It will still look cute. It will still look 3D. It will just be glossy, so you won't have that, raised, that rough feeling. It'll be all completely smooth. So, yeah. So that is our, should be like that. I mean, they're not flipped around the right way, but we'll fix that. Hello, Sterniolo fan. Did I get that right? Welcome. So there we go. There is the full set. I don't know. I think the ring fingers are my favorite with those little heart designs, and that this would be cute for Valentine's Day or just cuteness, And this is only 10. I will be later on off camera making the other 4 because when I sell them on the website, I do 14-piece sets. Just because a lot of us, our last 3 fingers, a lot of times these 2 fingers or these 2 fingers are the same size. And that way, everybody's got extra. You can fit them a little bit easier. So yeah, that's our Friday little pop-up nail sesh. I was feeling good. I had this idea on my brain this morning and thought before life gets too crazy, I'll do this. I would like to come back tonight because I've got another idea of something I want to do, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to or not. So, with that being said, I hope everybody has a great Friday. And hopefully the weather in your parts is nice like it is here today. You're getting a little break from the cold if it's cold where you're at. And yeah, like I said, check out in my Cutsy's Crimecast playlist. I've got have a new crime podcast coming up, and it is all about Joe Son, which was he was a Hollywood actor that made some really, really bad choices and ended up with life in prison. So yeah, check that out if you're interested. And again, one last time, if you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up button and the subscribe for me if you've enjoyed today's video. I'm trying to grow my channel, and it's a free way that you can help boost me out there and get me back and get me out in the algorithm and have more people that haven't seen me yet see me. So everybody have an awesome Friday, and I will see you sometime this weekend. If it's not tonight, look for my video coming out tomorrow, and I will try to get back on Saturday night if I don't tonight. So, all right. Peace, love, and claws, y'all. Have a great one. Bye.